welcome to Before the Game for round 4, halfway through it. Fantastic audience in the show tonight. Got a massive show for you. Mick's going to go head-to-head with KB, a former Richmond icon, a little bit later on. Looking forward to that. Harry O'Brien, Mark Choco Williams in the studio. We've got Strawny, the stool. There's a whole lot more. The gang's all here. Good evening to you lot. Are we talking footy tonight or not?
No, well, let's begin with the war. Let's mention the war. It's broken out between this man here, Hughes, and Eddie Maguire. Talk us through it. I've been in Sydney all week. What happened? What did I miss?
Look, this is ridiculous, all right?
Yeah, I get that
That's
much.
not what the Herald Sun said today, Hughesy.
The story is, I went to the footy last week, saw Collingwood play Geelong. I was sitting with my cousin, who's a massive Collingwood fan,
Yep.
and we were behind the Ponsford end goals, and there was about 200 Collingwood supporters behind us, not part of the official cheer squad.
Right.
They were singing songs.
What sort of songs?
Well, songs involving swearing, and so a lot of them were really funny, all right? And then they sang a song about Gary Ablett when he got the ball, and he got the ball a lot, and it was a disgraceful song.
Was it worse than Shania Twain? What are you saying?
Really distasteful. It's completely distasteful. I went on radio and said that. The Herald Sun picked up on that.
And Eddie's come out swinging.
Eddie's gone on his show, hasn't he?
He did. He came on our show, our
What'd he
humble
say?
little breakfast radio show on 11:16 SEN, and absolutely went berserk.
He said,
Well, he had a go at you.
He said
that you make a living out of hanging it on people, and
He
you're a
said that
nasty bloke, and away you went.
He said that I abuse people for a living.
But has he
And he
actually...
also said he wasn't sure whether it happened or not.
Well,
Like,
that's-
I made it up.
Has the president of the Collingwood Football Club addressed the matter of the Collingwood faithful?
Well, I don't know if he has.
Has he
but
picked a fight with you?
I don't know what he's
a
picking a
personal
fight.
stout.
There's no need for him to pick a fight with me. I was just
wouldn't
saying
think
what
so.
happened.
It's a war.
It seems
It's
to me that it's
ridiculous.
really kicking off. Collingwood fans singing an inappropriate song. Wow, there's a news story.
Yes,
But guys, I know where this is headed. You know where this is headed?
Where?
Underbelly 3. Yes. And I've got a feeling we could see Hughesy nude in episode 1.
Yeah.
Don't go at that.
Might
Can I
need to
just-
be censored.
Can I say something? You picked on the wrong bloke here. I know Eddie, and I know he'll pull out all the stops. He will not let this go. He will come out on top. I already have a sneak preview of next week's Millionaire, which is coming back. Have you have a look? I can just show you a still from the first episode here. I'm telling you, an apology. Maybe we can get Eddie on the show and smoke the peace pipe or something here. Would you do that?
No, I'm smoked.
All right, can we put you in a cage and oil you up and get a cage match
I
going?
actually had a dream last night that I was at the next Collingwood game and I walked and I was with all those supporters and they recognised me and I had to run for my life. So.
This has got out of hand completely.
Well, I think it is out of hand. There's no doubt about
I think
Yeah.
we should move on.
Cole Sandilands last year, Eddie Maguire this year.
There's only one bloke in Melbourne, in fact, probably in Australia, who's happy about this this war that's erupted between you and Eddie, and that's Terry Wallace. Because, I mean, Terry Wallace, the coach of the Richmond Footy Club, and the Tigers have had a hell of a week. They have been put under the microscope. I mean, this was a headline that, well, I think it was in the Tuesday Herald Sun, and I must admit, we looked at it at the time and thought we kind of moved on. But then as the week wore on, more and more critics came out about the tone of the headline and the death row reference and losing perspective on where footy is and sits in the whole scheme of things. Did it?
Well, it is. I mean, imagine if you're an international visitor and you're just in Melbourne for the day. Oh, death row, what's this guy done? Well, he's lost 3 football matches in a row.
Can I say something? The only people who aren't panicking are Richmond supporters, because we're quite used to this. This is just business as usual.
That headline didn't sit well with me, and obviously I don't work for that newspaper.
At the time, the morning you read it, you got...
I did.
Yeah,
No, I
right,
saw it
yeah.
and thought, this is mad.
Yeah.
Like, this man has lost 3 matches as a coach that... Personally, I expected Richmond to lose. I don't think that's unfair, given who they played. And apparently he's on death row. Like, I know we use very emotional language in footy, but
Yeah.
death row, to me, is a little bit much.
If they do send him to prison, I want them to separate him from the Collingwood supporters. It's sad.
You know what? I mean, their players were asked about. Their captain, Chris Newman, had to answer questions about death row during the week. Let's have a look at this.
Is the coach on death row?
No, I don't think so.
It's the coaches not on death row, it's some of the players on death row.
I think they're in the same boat. It's round 3. Players can't be on death row after round 3.
No, You've got to wait till round 5 before the players
Hey, now we're on death row, we're all in a boat. Where's the boat going?
I believe Chris Newman was actually
crazy
asked a
game.
couple of those questions. It's pretty extraordinary that he was actually asked whether the coach and the players were
But
on
you know
death
what?
row.
He is under a lot of pressure. There's no doubt about that. I actually saw Terry Wallace turn up at training at Punt Road the other day. Have a look at Terry turning up.
He's certainly under a bit of pressure there. And he's got Terry on Tuesdays and, of course, waterboarding Wednesday. That's what he's introducing as well. But, well, there's Death Row, but Fashion Row. That's where Nathan Brown is. He had a fashion parade this week for his fashion label.
Yeah.
He's not feeling too much pressure, is he, Brownie? He's got a new range of T-shirts. Let's check one out. This is one he was fashioning the other night. Working beautifully
I
there.
reckon that'll be a big seller. There wasn't...
Can I just say one thing?
Yeah.
Can I just say one thing? You
course
can
you
all
can.
have a laugh at Tigerland, but you know one of our strengths is when the pressure's on, we stick together. And whenever all the clouds gather around us, we look after our own, and as a club, we stick together. Just have a look at what one of our former presidents had to say about the whole scenario this week.
Reason, just quickly.
I hope so.
Yeah.
I hope so. But I think, you know, you've got it's an old-fashioned... So I'm looking at my dear old friend, departed Graham Richmond, used to say, you can't make strawberry jam out of shit.
By the way, his cooking show starts next week if you're interested at all.
Oh, he was talking about the Richmond list. That was very funny stuff. There was a game of footy up at the SCG today, a Saturday afternoon game, 100 years since Sydney beat Carlton in the 1909 Grand Final. And they stitched them up again. The Blue Baggers kicked themselves out of it in the first quarter, and Sydney, as they do so very, very well, smothered the Blues after that, Sammy Lane.
Well, I think the Blues actually did, you know, a really good job of kicking themselves out of this game, Andrew, but mainly in the second term. Jared McVeigh, it's not often that you would say a guy that got 17 possessions to his opponent's 30, which was the case with Jared McVeigh and Chris Judd. You wouldn't say that the 17 possession man won the contest. Well, Jared McVeigh kicked 3 goals today, and he did just that. I mean, Chris Judd, you know, did well for the Blues, but Jared McVeigh was brilliant. They had no Barry Hall. They don't tend to struggle, Sydney, without Barry Hall. I mean, it's not the first time that's happened.
It's a great sign, isn't it? Because this probably will be his last year. There's all sorts of rumours that he signed 2 multi-million-dollar contracts to fight professional boxing fights next year. That's going to be revealed later on down the track, I'm sure, whether it's true or not. But they need to get used to playing without Barry, and on today's evidence, they're in a pretty good shape to do
And
it.
Carlton, we need to get used to winning, all right? It's been so long. We just lose. What are we going to do today? Let's lose again. I mean, I'm hurting. I thought we were going to be good this year, Sammy.
2 weeks ago, you were playing the grand final,
2 weeks
Husey.
ago, we were on top of the ladder.
No, but I think, you know that Brisbane game where Brisbane came back? Now,
Yeah.
the Blues won. I saw sort of ghosts in the shadows or
You know,
whatever
Brendan
they are.
Favola, I mean, he didn't do much today, really.
1 goal, 4.
Yeah, but he did this. This was his moment of the day. Watch Fev. This is it. This is the moment of the day for Fev. Hey, crowd, have a look at my backside. I mean, that was it for him. He should have just kept going and rolled over and walked home.
I've actually seen Fev do that before, but it wasn't a fence, it was a bar.
There was another game of footy today. About 34,000 people turned up to the MCG to watch Hawthorn take on Port Adelaide. We're all wondering about Port Adelaide, whether they're going to be fair dinkum this year. They were fair dinkum today. They were absolutely outstanding today, holding Hawthorn to a losing score and kicking a winning score themselves. One of the men who was behind it and responsible is Warren Treadray. He's kicked 6 last week and 6 today. They were fantastic. He was great. Warren, thanks for joining us in the Jason Cross. You are a Jason family player of the day. You were absolutely magnificent today. What was the focus of the Port Adelaide boys going in?
Well, we lost a couple of guys during the week to suspension and lost Sean Burgoyne before the bounce, so we knew we had to match in the middle of the ground. I felt today we really took risks, you know, going through their cluster defence, and when they had the ball, we put a lot of pressure on them. So it was good that a plan actually came off, 100% for once. So it was nice to beat the reigning premiers, but we've got the Saints next Friday night, so it doesn't get any easier.
No, but you're going really well, mate. Now, is that a away jumper that you've got this year? Is that a tactic? I mean, you have to play well if you're wearing that jumper, because it's an interesting one, isn't it?
Oh, I got no idea. It's pretty hard to hear down here, guys. There's a lot of people. They've all jumped on the bandwagon.
I just said I love your jumper. Well done.
It's nice. It's got nice power rate all over it. It's not bad, so it's all good.
Warren, tell us about your own form, because it's 12 goals in 2 weeks. What's going on? What are you eating? What are you doing?
I don't know, because we've got a 4-week-old baby at home, so the wife's looking after me well. We've got an 18-month-old who's terrorising the house, and the first 2 rounds I didn't get a kick. So, the kick 6 the last 2 weeks has been nice, but I think the younger teammates are feeling sorry for the bald old bloke. So, it was nice to get on the end of a couple today and kick well.
Hey, Treaders, speaking of babies, one of my best friends, he's a massive Port fan. He's just had his first child, turned out to be a boy, and sadly for the boy, he's called it Warren. Because he's a massive fan of yours.
What's he thinking? That's a stinking name. I keep giving my parents shit for doing that all the time. Warren Gary, you won't get any worse than that. I hope he didn't go the second name as well.
And Treaders, mate, you turned through about 7 opponents today. Does it feel good when you get a new one each 10 minutes?
No, it wasn't like that. Well, when the Hawks play that cluster defence, they almost swap over all the time, and that's actually how footy is nowadays. So, at times if you can get the ball through under uncontested and really take them on, then you're half a chance to score. And that's how I was able in that third quarter to get 3 times out the back of the play and run into pretty much open goals, which was it was nice for an old man.
Good on you, Treaders. You've hit a rich vein of form. You are our Jason Player of the Day. You've won yourself a Jason betting pack. There it is. The new baby will sleep well on that, mate. All the best of the power this season.
Thanks to Jason. I'll go and smack Brett Ebert over his mega head with this one. So.
Good on you, mate.
See you guys, thanks.
Well, we all saw the Death Row headline this week, but we found some headlines that you may have missed. Mick Malloy, I believe you've got one.
I do indeed. This one's from the Herald Sun earlier in the week. It reads, Government issues travel warning for Thailand and Tigerland.
This is actually the headline for The Age tomorrow. Chris Judd quits Fab 4 to go solo.
This one was in The Australian during the week. Terry Wallace admits his best case scenario is to be captured by Somali pirates.
Maybe he's right. We're going to take a break here on Before the Game. When we come back, Mick Malloy goes head-to-head with KB. And from last night's magnificent win, Harry O'Brien from the Pies to join us on the show.
G'day, we're here at the offices of SE.
And we're back.
Well, every now and again in this beautiful world of ours.
Can I just say, I didn't put quite as much effort into my tape case this week.
Every now and again.
But I'm happy with that nonetheless. It was good. We had a catering van, 5 cameras.
Oh, you nailed it.
All day long, Mick Malloy's been telling us how good his piece was with KB, so we will endeavour to try and get that back. Just a little glitch out the back. Welcome back to the program, by the way. Please keep your hands together for a Collingwood man. You never write this mob off because the minute you do, they bounce back and knock a team over. Harry O'Brien and the Pies, everybody.
Former year, mate, you had an absolute beauty last night, didn't you?
Yeah, it was a good game. I got a lot of help from my teammates, which is always...
Don't give them the credit. Take it for yourself, mate.
I think today, now in today's game, as a defender, you're at the mercy of your teammates, and my teammates really did help me out.
Can I say you didn't put a foot wrong on the field, but I heard afterwards you did put a foot wrong. What did you do when you were shaving? Was it this morning?
No, it was actually just I was in a bit of a rush to get here, and I was shaving a bit quick, and I just took like a massive chunk out of my moustache. But luckily, Jackie in makeup was able just to patch it up. So
she's redrawn your moustache.
That is outrageous. Are you prepared to wipe it off just for the sake of this interview?
I will at the end of the show.
All right, we'll have a look at that. Just in case you missed the game last night and you didn't see what Collingwood did to Brisbane at the Gabba, here is the score. The Brisbane Lions were all over the Pies early in the game, and you wondered how they were going to get into the game. But as the match wore on, Collingwood found its feet, and in the end, they got the points. And the defence was outstanding, but it was the work of a bloke in attack who really helped turn the corner.
Yeah, it's that old match winner that opposition supporters love to hate. Paul Medhurst being the one for Collingwood last night. He wasn't the only good story. We're going to look at his 4 goals here. But the fact that Scott Pendlebury had a career-high 35 touches, the job that Jackson Barham did on Luke Power. I mean, no shortage of stories and really good ones for Collingwood. But Paul Medhurst just had a burst of brilliance, 2 goals in 2 minutes at the beginning of the third term, but came off there, as we saw, and astoundingly came back on in the 4th term, kicked the sort of a sealer. but seemed to be a little bit out of it by the end. What was going on there?
He was in no man's land. It was quite funny.
Can we have a look actually at a bit of him after the game with you? I believe this is him. What was
he was saying? Oh, how many goals did I kick? What? He said, he really was in no man's land. He was wondering what happened.
So I wonder why he would have been brought back on in the 4th term then.
Oh, it was quite funny because a few of the boys said that they were on the bench with him. Or actually, it was after 3/4 time. He walked to the bench and they said, "Metters, you're on." And he said, "Well, which way are we going?" And so he
wouldn't even know about the war between me and Eddie, would he?
and that's everybody. You know what you do? What you do at that point is you go up and you go, "Hey, Metters, remember you owe me $1,000. Can I get that before you sober up?"
Usually everybody knows about the war between you and Eddie now. Hey, we're going to just divert ever so slightly. Ryan Fitzgerald joins on the program as he always does. Thanks to Hungry Jacks, we can cross down to Fitzy. Where are you, Fitz?
Well, guys, we love supporting local footy, and today I'm down at the Cosmopolitan Cranbourne, and I'm supporting the Casey Scorpions. Feel the venom! Up against the Port Melbourne Borough, and we are going for the Scorpions today. Go the Scorpions! OK, it might be the end of the game and they're getting flogged by 30 points, but we are here for a reason today. And the reason is because Jack Watts, the #1 draft pick, has played his first game for the season. And I'm here with his old man, Andrew. How are you, Andrew?
Good, thanks, Fitzy.
And how was the boy today, mate? Was he a little bit nervous putting the boots on?
Certainly a bit toey, but excited to get out and have a game.
And how's he gone today, mate? I've seen him been getting a few kicks.
Got a couple of kicks, but I think the exercise was just to get out there and get a bit of game time. Got a good whack in the mouth halfway through, so that'll do him good.
Has he earned enough for Dad and Son to maybe pop into Hungry Jack's and get a Whopper meal on the way home?
The old Hungry Jack's is a favourite for the boy, but he's not allowed to eat that anymore.
And I have heard as well that it is school holidays. He's got 2 weeks off. Is he having a sleepover with his mates tonight?
He'll sleep with his mates, I reckon so.
All right, well, it's me and Andrew down here. We've also got another good mate of ours. We're just waiting for him to come back with the hot dogs. Here he is. Dean Bailey from Melbourne. It's the coach. You got the hot dogs? Yeah, there's one for Andrew too.
I got one for Hughesy back in the studio, mate. I know he loves his hot dogs.
Yeah, Hughesy goes through the hot dogs big time. Now, Bales,
I did.
I'm a bit hungry tonight. 2009, will we see Jack Watts in a Melbourne Guernsey this year at some time?
Oh, look, we get asked it a lot, Andrew, and probably gets asked every week. But we're just going to make sure that his progress comes along. He's his first game today. Hasn't played for probably 7 or 8 months. So we'll see how he goes. He did a couple of nice things here today, so we'll follow his progress with great interest, but we won't play him until he's ready.
He got a bit of interest, didn't he? He got to get a couple of whacks behind the head there by getting extra attention.
Yeah, no, he got a little whack in the nose, I think, but he's okay. He's still, kept his good looks, I'm sure. But no, look, he's worked hard today. He was very, very keen to play, and he's just happy to play a game, which is fantastic for us.
Is he allowed to go to school? He's at the end of the year.
You have to ask Andrew that question, mate, not me.
All right, well, the Scorpions, they're going down at the moment, guys, but we're about to wrap it up here. I'm going to knock off this hot dog, so is Andrew. Back to you guys in the studio.
Ryan Fitzgerald, thanks to Hungry Jacks. Watching Jack Watts and Melbourne supporters, Sammy, are going to be very, very keen to watch this bloke's development over time.
Can I say, I mean, if that whack in the head doesn't make him nauseous after the game, looking at his dad's jumper.
Is he going to an 80s party after the
Bill Cosby.
Harry, I'm keen to quiz you about a certain matter that's been brought to our attention this morning, actually, by your coach. We'll listen to him on Radio First addressing a question about an alleged umpire-player touching incident, but the reverse to last week, where the umpire is allegedly touching a Collingwood player.
I understand that possibly an umpire might have touched one of your players.
May well. We've got to look at that.
So it was discussed post-match?
We'll call it an alleged so we don't get ourselves in trouble. But I'd like to see that. I just want to look at the tape and just see what did take place.
Now, this is quite strange, I've got to say. From the outset, it's bizarre. We've looked at the tapes. We can't see any umpire-player touching action.
It was in the car park after the game.
Harry, what do you know about this? Words going around that Shane O'Brien might be involved?
Yeah, look, I don't really know. I haven't seen the incident myself, and I know I'm going to watch it very closely because it'll be very interesting to see what happens.
But is there an incident, or is this a strange kind of fascination or fantasy?
I'm not. Yeah, like I said, I can't really comment on it because I haven't seen it, or I've just heard that there may have been an incident through a few of the other boys saying.
Can I just say, I mean, what's touching and what's not, what's unwarranted, what is? I'm touching Sammy right now. Okay? And is she complaining? I don't know if she is.
That's funny.
He's not touching me.
I'm just saying.
That's untrue. But anyway,
That's interesting because I was touching Hughes.
But you, as players, you are aware of this incident.
I believe that there was an incident, so like I said, I'll watch it with great interest to see what happens, especially after what happened with H264.
I'm puzzled.
We've just heard from your coach. You often get a spray from your coach. You don't often get a spray from the umpires, do you? But you were on the receiving end of an almighty broadside the other night. Do you remember this incident? Have a look at this. You're going about your business. Here you go. Listen to the umpire here.
Sort of kick, but direction was always good, and Bradshaw, who's quick off the mark.
Is that your dad umpiring? What's going on there?
Oh, yeah, I can't even remember it. So, yeah.
Limo, we're the only blokes not touching one another on the show. I'm feeling a little bit lost. That's very nice. We have to take a break. When we come back, Strawny's going to join us on the show.
Today, it's make or break as the spotlight turns to the Dockers. Only a win will do when they face the ruthless Saints. Secure Fremantle live 5 o'clock today on 10.
G'day, we're here at the offices of SEN to talk to former Richmond legend Kevin Bartlett, now miserable turncoat for his efforts with the rules of the game committee, which cost Richmond the game against Geelong. Let's go see what he's got to say for himself. What is your problem, Bartlett? What the hell is that? What are you talking about? Explain to me the time-wasting rule.
I'm on air.
I'll tell you what time-wasting is. Go to the footy to watch you dish off a hand pass. You have single-handedly ruined the game over the last 100 years. I saw your last game. You did a lap of honour on horseback. Pies cost whippity halfpence.
It's all here, Mick, on the DVD.
What would you know about a DVD? The last bit of machinery you operated would have been a gramophone or maybe a pacemaker. Who else is on the Rules Committee? The cast from Cocoon? You should resign from the Rules Committee and audition for the role of Gollum. Here's a good rule, no comb-overs. You've made a very powerful enemy.
Studio, lunatic in the building. Mick Malloy is a madman.
Great work, Nick. Welcome back to the show. It must be hard for you to go eyeball to eyeball with the Richmond legend and give him the rounds of the kitchen like that.
It was. I apologise profusely afterwards. Sorry.
You should have a Kevin Bartlett appreciation round at some stage, Limo.
There we go. Now, we were mocking the umpires in the last segment. I should point out it is umpire recognition round. Umpires will be wearing these light green tops there, and they'll be waving these flags. And we should point out that the umpires take their jobs very seriously, and I want to give you an example. This is a goal umpire. You need to look at the bottom of the screen. Watch him warming up. Oh, yeah! Feel that. Check this out. Oh, yeah. Side to side and pump them hard. Yeah. Later on, because there's a goal umpire, you don't want to pull a finger or something.
Is he warming up or does he have worms? I'm not sure.
It's a serious issue. They cop more than their fair share of this, but without him, Harry, welcome back to the show. Without him, it's a far worse game without the umpires.
We haven't found out yet, have we?
Well, it would have been back in the turn of the century. They do it, all things considered, they do a very, very difficult job remarkably well.
Yeah, they do. I remember when I was younger, my dad made me umpire so I could get a better perspective of the game, and also helps you with reading the play. So if there's any younger people out there, I reckon it's really beneficial because it does give you another perspective.
You are smart. Apparently you have a very close affinity with the umpires. Even the Brisbane coach Michael Voss last night thought that the backman for Collingwood had too close an affinity with the umpires. He's got some questions, apparently.
I was seeking clarification exactly what defenders can do against forwards. So I'll seek that out with Jeff during the week, exactly what they can and can't do, just for my own peace of mind, and just to let Brady and Brownie know exactly what can happen.
Apparently you were too rough to big bad Jonathan Brown.
What can't you do? Short of spiking their drinks, I reckon it's fair enough.
Umpires are under a lot of pressure, as are coaches. Yours is one of 7 coming out of contract at the end of this year. What's your reading of the play there?
Yeah, Mick's been fantastic. Even though the last couple of weeks we've lost, he's been really positive, and that's why I think someone like a Jackson Barham can come in with confidence and make an immediate impact, because Mick's shown us a lot of faith in when a lot of people, I suppose, in the media have been kicking us while we were down.
Have you seen Bucks driving past training at all? Or is this Bucks hanging around?
No, I haven't seen Bucks around. Maybe he's just in hideout, just waiting to pounce.
How would you feel about Nathan Buckley coaching elsewhere next year?
Elsewhere? If that's what he wants to do, then that's good on him, because I'm sure he'd be fantastic, just as Vossi's been fantastic in his first year.
You're unflappable. It doesn't matter what people do to you. Steve Johnson last week tried to do something really weird to you. Let's have a look at this. He basically tried to give you the fish hook. What's he doing there? Does he think you're a mullet? What was that about? What was he pinching?
I really didn't know that it happened until I saw the footage after and realised there was a chunk missing out of my cheek.
Do you have no feeling on your lip? Is that why you cut yourself shaving?
Look, I really did. Just in the heat of the play, you don't really know what happens until you see after, and yeah, it was quite interesting to see what he was doing.
Is that the most extraordinary thing that's ever happened to you on a football field?
No, when I kicked my first goal in my second match, I went to give Shane Woden a high five, and I missed his hands and I cut his nose open, and he had to come off with the blood rule. He's actually, and if you know Shane Woden, he's a very attractive man, and it's actually scarred him for life.
You've been such a great guest. I've got these for you to give to Eddie McGuire.
Harry, you've been magnificent. Thanks for coming on again. Harry O'Brien, our special guest. When we come back from the break, Mark Choco Williams to join us on the show. But as we go to the break, from one Collingwood great to another, the latest from Brian Strawn.
Urgent memo. Strawny's gone big time. Started his own production company. My first idea was Superstar Productions. Next. Then it was Pie and Sauce Productions. Not bad. Then it was Chrissy Malthouse Broke My Heart Productions. But I don't want to see that every morning. So I came up with Osteitis Pubis Productions, or OP Productions. Strawny. OP's first production is a very special project. Trevor Marmalade. How's things?
Yeah, good, mate. Just in here to talk about a new footy show with Hurdy and Juddy and Mick Malthouse.
Yeah, that's this one. Sit down, park your ass.
Okay. Are the other guys here yet? Where's Hurdy?
Yeah, yet to be confirmed. Don't worry about Hurdy, because I'm about to pitch you a show that will rock your socks. Strawny, superstar legend of the AFL, together with the bloke who used to be behind the bar on the footy show.
Right, so we wouldn't have equal billing?
I wouldn't think so. I'm looking more at a Burjo, Adriana, Xenadez type of arrangement.
With you as the Burjo.
Burjo.
I think it sounds wonderful, but, I just don't know if it's for me right at this time.
I think it is.
You know what I mean?
When you hear the names of the show that I've written down. Spicks and Speckies. Reece Palmer Wants a Wife. Okay. Let it to Lingy.
Let it to Lingy. Well, mate, they're all good ideas, mate, and I'll have a good think about it, and I'll let you know, all right?
Okay. Don't take too long, mate, because I am speaking to other comedians, okay?
Oh, yeah? Who have you got?
Well, that guy with the crazy eyes from the Car City commercial.
Yeah, well, he's very good.
He's bloody good.
Yeah.
And he's musical too, so keep your eyes open for a bargain.
Yes,
You got it, Trev.
Yeah, wish I'd thought of it.
Chemistry already.
Thanks, mate. Yeah,
Hey, Trev. Just cool. Strawny's here with Mr. Footy Song himself, Mike Brady. He's gonna sing Strawny's theme song for his big TV show.
The power and the glory of every footy story, the wonder of it all. Strawny's on the ball.
Okay, just cut there, mate. I was hoping you'd just do Up There Kazali, but put Strawny at the end of it.
Well, I'm not that comfortable about that because, I mean, Kazali was a legend.
You're so precious, you musicians. You have one hit, you're a one-hit wonder, and all of a sudden, oh...
I've had more than one hit. What about One Day in September?
Or 2 hits, wonder.
I had SPC, baked beans and spaghetti.
SPC, baked beans and spaghetti. I love it. Do that one. Can you get Strawny into that one?
Into that?
Yeah, do that. But Strawny. Do it.
I can try.
You better make it work, because I'm talking to another musician.
You're kidding me?
Yeah.
You said you were talking to me about this.
Well, there's one other person.
Theme. Who?
The guy from the Car City ads.
Pretty interesting game of footy following us on Channel 10 tonight. Geelong taking on Adelaide over at Amy Stadium. The Geelong players arriving. Cam Mooney in traditional form with the hair out at the moment. Stevie Johnson, what a season he's having. One of our favourites, of course, Cameron Ling. The Cats outstanding. Paul Chapman in great nick last week. A lot of question marks about Tommy Hawkins, where he's going to fit in the big scheme of things for the Cats. He gets another opportunity to strut his stuff tonight. Geelong v Adelaide from Amy Stadium, following us here on 10 after before the game. Please put your hands together for our next guest, the coach of the triumphant Port Adelaide Footy Club, Mark Williams, please.
Walk in here with a bit of smile. There was an absolute spring in your step as you walked through the studio.
Bad luck, Lee, mate.
Yeah. Mate, not only
I thought there was a hell of a lot of pressure on coming in here tonight. You know, playing the premiers, and I thought if Limo has a lend of me tonight, but luckily the boys stood up. It was fantastic.
Seriously, we had a pep talk how we were going to try to keep your spirits up. we thought you were going to get a shellacking today.
Mac,
shows how much you know about footy.
Hawthorn has got half of your staff from days gone by. They've got all your blokes, they've got Stuart Dew, etc.
All our bad players and all our bad coaches.
And you have got a very good record over them, Port Pal. What is it about Hawthorn? You've nutted them out.
I actually spent a lot of time barracking for Hawthorn as a kid, so I've watched them all my life. But we were lucky, actually. One of our insider people is Nick Russell. He was the video and video analyst and probably prepared all the player reviews for the whole year, for the last 4 years for Hawthorn. He's been working in Hawthorn's box, as I said, for the last 4 years, so he gave us a lot of great inside information. Obviously, Clarko took him off us in the first place. He went over there, so he came back, and he was terrific. And all our players and coaching staff did a terrific job today, without any doubt.
Wow. Excellent. Great.
Warren Treadway was magnificent today for you, Choco. Outstanding performance. I mean, this bloke, a lot of people thought had come to the end of his tether. Injuries had got the better of him. The last 2 weeks we've seen what he's capable of. Did you ever think that he might have reached the end of the road?
Very much so. You know, he really struggled a couple of times with his knee. I think he's had like 7 operations on it. And you know, one thing that Warren's always done is come back from adversity and said, "No, you're wrong, and I'm going to prove you wrong." And you know, he just keeps going at it all the time, and great for him. Taking the captaincy off him, I'm thinking maybe of loosening him up a little bit as well, so he can concentrate on his own stuff. And he played a major role today.
When did you last think that he might be finished?
Look, it's been a couple of times in the last couple of years. Probably 2 years ago, he was really struggling at training. You know, some of the games I watch him play now, if we're reviewing last time we played someone, he was limping just terribly, and I'm not sure why you didn't ring me and tell me not to play him.
Because I know nothing about football.
Mark, you've made a point of mentioning Tom Logan in your press conference after the match today, and quite rightly said that half the population wouldn't recognise him if he walked down the street, but he took this grab. And tell us again what you think about this grab and where it sits in the season so far.
Look, that's mark of the year for sure. I actually named Daniel Motlop for the last 2 years. I thought he won goal of the year, but because it's based on, I think, votes from the crowd, there's no chance of our players ever getting it. But,
you think it's a popularity contest?
Yeah, I do.
Popularity contest?
Yes, and you've always done well with popularity contests, haven't you?
You're a very
happened with that man of yours? I remember talking to you last. It was grand final eve.
Okay, you're overexcitable tonight. Okay, you back off.
Before the game, knocked Dr. Phil, mate.
When I was watching before and we were allowed to touch people, I thought I can't wait to sit next to Sam.
You've got a firm but gentle touch. Now, look, the discipline. The discipline is an issue at your club. I don't know what you're going to say about it. What do you Seriously, though, it's even infected your bus driver on the way to the game today. Let's have a look at the bus driving. Out of control, man.
It's funny, actually, we had the bus driver take us to the Oval yesterday and he went down the wrong way of the MCG and got stuck, so that was terrific. We had a bit of a strange ride, but yeah, discipline has been a bit of a problem. No doubt giving away too many easy games to, for reports, terrible. So hopefully we got away with it today.
What about intimidation? I'll take you back to round 1. We're going to look at Dean Brogan giving Brogan eyes to Andrew Lovett. And look, this sparked a minor controversy in the scheme of things, and we talked about it first show, and a lot of us thought that it was sort of a bit bully boyish of you guys. Is there anything you regret about that episode?
No. Look, the fact is, I think the media talked it up a lot. If you want to look at our players today, someone tackled someone high and someone ran into someone and probably someone said boo to someone else as well. It's a big man's game out there, and every week there's a bit of intimidation, and you just get used to it and get over it.
I saw Jordan Lewis today, Mick, down on the banner with Matty Thomas. I don't know whether the Port Adelaide blokes will be talking about this afterwards, but they came off the ground at the same time. I think it was about the third quarter, and Jordan Lewis was doing this to Thomas, saying that indicating that he ducked his head a couple of times. So, I mean, that's clearly as intimidating as anything Dean Brogan did.
You'd think so, wouldn't you?
Yeah, well, why were you doing it to me in the Adbro?
And Nick,
I've seen you play lawn bowls, mate. You're very good at it.
I'll take you on the green any day, my friend.
Choco, one of the things we love about you is in the post-match press conferences.
Oh, no.
If you
haven't got any edits.
If you don't like the questions that are coming from the press, you just start asking your own questions. And we like that when you chip in. Have a look at this with Dominic Cassisi, new captain of Port Power and Choco.
It's Port Adelaide, actually, mate. Port Adelaide.
Port Adelaide at a press conference.
I thought that most players did their little bit. It's fantastic for Dom to have his first win as captain. Step in, Dom. What do you think about the first win as captain, Dom?
Yeah, look, it was an exciting day for everyone involved.
Stood out for me, Dom, I'm not sure out there, the backs. What do you think?
Yeah, look, it was great to see that, our backs were one-on-one a lot of times.
Were you? I mean,
we just easing him in there?
Yeah, look, the situation is that our media people thought that it was a good idea to have Dom there for the first game, and you're sitting there with 10 media people asking me questions, and no one's even confirmed that he's standing next to me, so I was trying to bring him into the picture, just like Dave. Dave, you want to say anything?
Well, I wondered when you were going to ask me a question.
Why don't we have a think about that at the break, because we need to take one. Mark Williams is going to stick around. When we come back, the time-honoured tool of the week. Before the game, Mark Williams, coach of the Port Adelaide Footy Club in Ripping Nick tonight, is our special guest. Over to you, Samantha Lane.
Thank you, Mark Williams. Tell us
yes,
about
Samantha Lane.
Dominic Cassisi and his appointment as captain, because you said squarely you thought it was out of Sean Burgoyne and Chad Corns, which gave the distinct impression that you didn't actually approve of Dominic Cassisi as captain.
Yes, well, what happened was that halfway during the year, Treaders had become obvious wasn't going to be captain, and the two vice-captains at the time were Chad and Sean, so it seemed like a natural progression to me, and given the fact that I was trying to get them prepared for those things, Chad went out with an injury and missed the last part of the year, and Sean played the last 5 or 6 games as captain and did pretty well. So I would assume, based on all those things, that was going to happen, and obviously Sean thought the same thing as well. But we got a new regime in new CEO and board and president, and they had a different process. So once that was explained to me, we went through the process and everyone was very happy for Dom, and he's a terrific captain and will be better and better as the time goes on.
And you can change your opinion, because after talking to me during the break, you now realise I know a lot about football, don't you? Yes.
And you're not gay.
Hold on.
That's okay.
Jury's out.
Shall I go Daniel Motlop?
Funny, I meant gay, funny.
Daniel Motlop, as we look at some vision here, is he one of the most naturally skilled players that you've ever seen? Well, you see him do freakish stuff every week.
Yeah, look, he makes me smile. He's got some brilliant talent. And he's the sort of person that brings people to the game. Unfortunately, he hasn't quite worked in Adelaide for us yet, but he'll keep working on it. He had 5 shots on goals today and missed them all, which was really unusual for him.
The thing I love about him is he's just so incredibly relaxed. Remember that goal he kicked against West Coast in round 2? Let's have a look at it. Just amazing how relaxed he is. I mean, look at this. Just boom. Really, very chilled
he took
out.
Mark of the Year, I would think, before Tommy Logan. Over round 2 against West Coast, and then just handballed it off to Robbie Gray in the goal square. And even late in the game today, he took a marvellous mark that, probably just goes by most people. But, we were lucky enough to see his 100 game tape, and the highlights in that is just brilliant.
Sure.
Now it's time for a segment that during the week had a massive falling out with Eddie Maguire. It's the Home Hardware.
There's no doubt that Port Adelaide are a tough team, and you have some really, really tough players. I mean, Brendan Lade, he could be the scariest man to ever play in the AFL, and I have evidence of this. Have a look at this stoush with a young Cale Morton. Have a look at Cale. They have a bit of a to-do here. And watch Cale. Watch what Cale does. I'm out of there! Big bad Brendan Lade's after me!
Put his pants up.
Pathetic, Cale. Stay and fight like a man. You are the Home Hardware tool of the week. You win the Exceed Impact Drill from Home Hardware, your proper hardware store.
You've got a couple of those. We've got a few more questions to fire your way, Mark Williams, and we come back from the break. We'll be doing that after this. Welcome back to the show. That's when we're on next week. Make a note of it when you do. Watch the show. Make sure you got the footy record with you, Limo.
Right there, Jared Ruffhead, Hawthorn Star on the front this week. Get your footy record.
Didn't do much today, Mickey.
Too much publicity, I reckon.
Yeah, didn't do much today, the big fella.
I want to ask you about the relationship between Motley and Davey. I think it's close, maybe too close. I think we need to have a good look at their family tree. Check this out. This is from... have a look.
And Aaron Davey used to live together, the boys in Melbourne. They know each other extremely well. And they are both the grandparents of each other's children. That's how close they are.
Wow. What's going on down at Port Adelaide?
Grandparents? Yeah, I'm not sure about that. They are tight.
Mate, burning question. Where will you be coaching next year?
Port Adelaide.
You want to?
Yeah.
You don't want to coach in Melbourne?
I want
in
to
the big
coach Port
lights?
Adelaide.
You will be desired.
When do you want to be?
Desire, thanks.
When do you want to
will be desired. You've got a great record.
And you want to be signed up by June?
No, it's in my contract that they have to tell me, that's it.
We have to let you go on as you are just answering that burning question. Congratulations today. Thanks for coming in. Good luck for the rest of the year.